busy season at the DeMore household. Okay, it's always busy season, but it's extra busy right now, as it likely is for you in May. You know, graduations and choir concerts and, oh my goodness, wave your hand, baseball tournaments. That's what we're in the thick of right now. The boys keep winning, and so we keep playing. And yes, water balloon season is right around the corner. So as summer kicks off, I thought I would share, if your training is getting a little, life is getting busy, your training is getting a little stale, here's hopefully 3 unique workout ideas. And I bet you, some of you out there have, we're going to pull the comment of the day from a vlog, well, my 10 by 1 mile vlog from, before Jersey City, which was not a unique workout. That's a pretty standard, hard workout on the track, going around the oval, I guess in my case, on that day, 40 times. So today's vlog is trying to break the ice a little bit with some new ideas that hopefully you can glean and adapt to your training if you'd like. You know, obviously, if you have a coach, talk to your coach first. I hope they're unique enough for you. Let's dive into speed endurance. First of all, here's the 3 of them on your screen right now. That's what I'm calling them. All right, soak it in. And we'll go, and I will post more details down below in the description for each workout. All right, progression run, nothing crazy, nothing unique, all right, but with a fast finish. I love progression runs. In fact, it's a good challenge. 9 minutes a mile, 9:45 a mile, 8 minutes, if you want to cut down by 15 seconds every mile, 30 seconds every mile. But then the trick, and this is where it gets unique, is you add, so let's say you're doing an 8-mile progression run, but then the last 2 miles, so 6 miles, let's say you start at 9 minutes and you cut 30 seconds. And I don't know, you have to adapt it to your ability level. But 9, 8:30, 8, 7, 7:30, 7, and then the last 2 you would drop down to your threshold pace, which all of you know. Here's how you can calculate that roughly. Take your 5K time, your PR, your average mile pace for your 5K PR, and then add that 10 to 15, maybe 20 seconds. Again, it's a range depending on your ability level, all right? And that's how you can, so you would cut all the way down to that. So that will obviously impact where you start I love progression runs. They're fun, they're challenging because you have to work on your pacing, which is also good for your speed endurance in a race when you got to pace yourself. You got to teach yourself. Now these days we can cheat a lot with our GPS watches, but back in the day, you really had to dial when you had a Timex and you had to go off of feel. So you had to teach yourself, what does 9-minute pace feel like? What does 7:30-minute pace feel like? All right, so there you go. That's the first one, progression run with a fast finish. All right, and those last 2 again are at threshold pace. The fartlek ladder with threshold bursts. All right, I love a good fartlek. 2 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off is basically my favorite. I like doing that 5 times, maybe 6 for a 25 to 30 minute workout. Love a fartlek, but I like oftentimes to keep it simple rather than throwing the curveball. And here's the uniqueness of the ladder. And I honestly, I've done this a couple times, but not a lot. And this is where I need to get out of my own staleness and create some, and when you put a little twist on your workout, you probably know this out there, mentally, the night before or 2 days before or even a week before, you might just be like, whoa, a little more excited to go do it and to do it well and to get in that mental state of, okay, this is going to be hard, but it's going to be something different. It's amazing what that can do for you mentally. So you could do it a million different ways, but you could do 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, and then you could do 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 4 minutes on, and then 3 minutes off. So you go up the ladder and then back down the ladder. So whatever you do on the way up, or you could do 1 and 1. You could do 1 minute on, 1 minute off, or, and then 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. There's so many variations you can do, but the key for this workout and to make it unique is to go up the ladder and then go back down the ladder, all the way back to the original fartlek time. And one last point that I almost forgot is the surges. It'll teach you to maybe cover a surge in your race coming up. And guess what? You're going to be going against competitors. They might put a little surge on you, and you want to try and stick with them, keep that contact. That's where those surges, it helps to practice that in your fartleks. All right, so that's key. And this last one, you all know, if you watch the Jersey City training block, how much I love a good threshold. And now taking some lessons, I'm taking some lessons from Naples Half Marathon from 5 years ago, and hopefully going to apply that to future half marathon training blocks. But again, breaking the staleness, breaking the ice. Here we go. It's called the Descending Distance Threshold Medley. Okay, so 5K, 3K, 1K at threshold. All right, with a 3-minute easy jog in between each one. So you start high at 5K at threshold, and listen, if you're more experienced, you could start at 7K. You could even start at 8K and then cut down. That's a lot though. Just keep that in mind. But I would recommend 5K, so 3 miles, 3K, 2 miles roughly, and then 1K with 3 minutes rest each time. But each on segment is threshold pace. So you're starting hard. You're going to tire your legs out early so that you're practicing later in the race. Okay, this last 1K threshold pace, my legs are tired, but I got to push through. And what's also nice about this workout is that as you're progressing and that 1K is coming up, that last one, it should boost your confidence that, okay, even though the fatigue is setting in, I know I can do this, and it'll apply later in a race, whatever your next race distance might be. And we're not going to get into all the details of threshold running. I'll probably toss it to one of those. So many vlogs about threshold running, but it is key for building that speed, endurance, the combo, the dovetail. What we always talk about here in the studio is it's good to have speed. It's great to have endurance, and it's good to have them put together for race day. And hopefully, again, here's all 3 of the workouts on your screen. Again, the titles of them, way more detail will be available down below in the description for each one, and just, and with examples as well. If we talk about all the examples, we would be here all day. Onward and upward. Oh yeah, comment of the day goes out to Wild Brooker 4304. So I asked, this is from the 10 by 1 mile workout vlog. I'll toss to it upper right hand corner. 20K. So I asked, what is one of the hardest workouts you've done? I think maybe in the last 2 or 3 years I asked, and Wild Brooker said 20K steady. That's amazing. Basically a half marathon into 3 by 5K at goal race pace, preparing for the Melbourne Marathon. I love that. So if you want more unique, more interesting, more different, you want to break up your training a little bit, go to that vlog and go down into the comments, and that's where it's so valuable to share your thoughts, share your ideas down in the comments, because it helps other people. Maybe they won't go do it, but it will just plant seeds, and it'll be like, oh, I could do that. I think I'm going to try that. Or, you know what, that's a little too much for me. I'm going to take this idea, though, and give it to my coach, and then I'll let my coach mull it over a little bit, and who knows, maybe they could apply it to my training down the road. Question of the day, what is a unique workout you have done in the last 12 months? Just something out of the ordinary, not mile repeats. You can't do that. You can't do K repeats. Something a little more unique where there's a little more variation involved. All right, we'll toss it to, of course, the 10 by 1 mile vlog, so you can go, even though that's not unique, so you can go check out the comments down below it. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.